Yeah, I think we can start. So, what was the last thing we discussed? I think we discussed about upstream and sorry, the configuration, right? What what are all these things like plugins, tools, system, all these things, right? As well as credentials. Today also we'll see the configuration. First thing we'll see the node. What is node and what exactly is this? And then we can go for other things. So let's say we have Jenkins server, right? I think we have this Jenkins server. It's running on Linux machine. Yeah, all good. I mean, all fine. So what happens is I got a requirement that hey, I want to run a job. Yeah, okay, we can run the job, but I want to run this job only on a Windows machine. But I want to run through Jenkins. How to do it? There is no way, right? So currently our Jenkins is running on Linux machine, but we got a requirement that we need to run a job, create a job in Jenkins where the task is running a script, let's say some command or whatever it is, but that should be run on Windows machines because that's how it's required. And this job is need to run every 1 hour. So it's as of now it's not possible, right? As of now it's because the requirement is to run on a Windows machine, but our our Jenkins is a Linux machine. What can we do? We cannot do anything. Of course, they want to run only in Jenkins. I mean, because every 1 hour we need to run the script, run the job. So we cannot run it manually. So we have to create a Jenkins job. What to do? There's nothing we can do. There are two ways. I mean, apart from we cannot execute in current server, there are two ways. One way is create another Jenkins server, create another Windows machine and install Jenkins over there and use it. But that's not a good approach. Why? Because see, like that, how many you'll install Jenkins servers? As I told you, just for one single every use case, we don't create a Jenkins server. We'll just have one Jenkins server commonly, and we'll use that for every use case. So then, what we do now? There is one more approach where we can create a server, normal server without Jenkins, nothing, just a server, and that server can be added as a slave to Jenkins, as a slave or as a node to Jenkins. This is the Jenkins, right? We can create one more Linux machine or Windows machine, whatever it is, and add that machine here as a slave. So what happens is now Jenkins will control that machine. Jenkins will control that machine. So what needs to be run, everything it will control. Now imagine we have a new server without Jenkins. There is no Jenkins over there. We don't need to install Jenkins at all. We just need to install Java. That's it. That machine will add to Jenkins configuration here. Coming to nodes here, we'll add it here. So what happens is that node will become slave to Jenkins. Slave means it will do whatever the master says, right? So here Jenkins is the master. That node new server became the node slave, sorry, or node, whatever it is. Both are fine. So now what we can do through Jenkins only, we have one Jenkins still, but two servers. One is master, which is where Jenkins is running, and another is what is that? Slave, where Jenkins connected to it and maintaining that, managing that. So now we can tell Jenkins where my job to run in any of these servers. So now this our use case, like let's say I need to run the job in specific environment for every hour, I can able to do that. I can able to create a Windows machine and add that here into Jenkins, and Jenkins will control that. Now I have Windows machine also, right? Where I can able to run the script through Jenkins. That's the main requirement, right? We got like that. So what happens is we don't install Jenkins unnecessarily for each and every use case. We have a Jenkins server, only one Jenkins server, and we will add multiple slaves. We will add multiple slaves to Jenkins to control it. Why we need to add multiple slaves? There are two things. One thing, obviously, there are different requirements because we need there is a common scenario that we'll be testing the application in different environments, like in Linux how it is working, like in Windows how it is working, or like in Mac how it is working, like that. We cannot install that many Jenkins servers. So that's what we do. We'll get those missions from different environments and add to Jenkins. So Jenkins will take care of it. And one more thing is to distribute the load, to handle the load. You know, imagine, let's say we have one Jenkins server and we just, there's just one Jenkins machine is there where we install Jenkins and we are running everything over there. Imagine there are too many jobs. It cannot handle. What we can do? The server itself is crashed. Gone, right? Jenkins also gone. Instead of that, what we do is, we'll use these nodes, I mean slaves or nodes, so that we can distribute the jobs to run in different machines. So that there won't be too much load on Jenkins servers. This is also one of the use case. Why we use nodes. Got it? I'll just create one new machine. Linux only because it's easy. Jenkins slave, I'll keep it. hmm these are all fine. Pre-type, data micros, fine. Blah blah blah. These are all fine. I just create a machine. Sorry. So it's created. So this is the one I created. It'll take time, don't worry. So now this is where my Jenkins is. Jenkins. As I told you, wherever Jenkins is running, we call that Jenkins master. Jenkins master and Jenkins slave is just a machine without Jenkins. Where it's connected to Jenkins. Where it's connected to Jenkins. So that Jenkins can control it. That's the thing. So is the idea clear why we need to use it? Yeah. Is it clear? Or any doubts over why? If yes, I can, we can proceed further to set up this. All we have to make sure is in this slave, there should be, no, it's fine. I mean, like, no need to install Jenkins because we already have Jenkins in one machine. We just control this new machine through that. But what is the prerequisite for that? I mean, like, what should be there in the node? The only thing should be present is, what is it? Java. What is a Java? It's not a correct package. So we have to install Java. That's it. Because why? Jenkins needs Java, right? So what happens? Jenkins will connect to this machine, and Jenkins will run the jobs and everything. So Jenkins is, in order Jenkins to run, we need Java, obviously. That's why we have to install Java. Okay, it's already there. What is the package? Yeah, this is fine. Let's install. So we need to install Java first. So that's what I'm doing. See, Java 17 is ready because that's what we are using over there also in Jenkins server. So this is done. So Java is ready to run the Jenkins job. But one more thing we need to do, just one last thing. What that is, how Jenkins connects to this machine. So there should be an authentication approach, right? That will be happen through SSH. We know, right? We have SSH in Linux. So Jenkins authentication will happen through SSH. Got it? So how to do it? Let's enable the SSH password authentication. We don't have a password authentication enabled. So let's enable it because by default we are using key. Password authentication is no, so we have to just give. I'm just enabling the password for that's it. Currently we are using key. I'm just enabling password. All right, let's see. Pass wd ec2 hyphen user. This is the username I have. It's okay. I changed the configure. Obviously, I have to restart. Spelling wrong. Let's exit. Let's log in. That is the address. Yeah, this is done. Yeah, see, with password I can able to do it. So it's fine. Sorry. Now all I have to do is now this server is ready now. This machine Linux machine is ready to connect with Jenkins. All I have to do is go to Jenkins. Sorry. Go here. In the manage Jenkins, you will see something called nodes. Click on nodes. New node. Click on new node. Give some name. Maybe node 01 something. Whatever it is. You can able to give anything. Description, yeah, blah blah. You can give anything. Number of executors. This is all the node configuration inside it. Node configuration. So you have to give number of executors. Obviously, you know this number of executors means how many we need to allow at a time to build. So as of now, it's one is there. So just keep it two or three something. Means three builds can run at a time in this node. This is node, not the Jenkins server configuration. Node configuration. Another this thing is called remote root directory. See what is the Jenkins home directory we have, right? Where live Jenkins, where Jenkins stores everything in that machine, obviously. That's what that's what it does. Similar way here, we're adding a new node to Jenkins, a new slave to Jenkins, right? So here in the slave, where to store the data? Where to store the data? That's what we have to give here. In Jenkins, we gave it. All good. In Jenkins, where live Jenkins is there, which is default. So that is fine. But we are adding a new slave. Here also we need to define where to store the data. So I'll give some path. So even though this path does not exist, Jenkins will create it. Don't worry about it. So I told Jenkins that use this path to store the data. What data? Jobs data, obviously, jobs, workspace, jobs, and everything. So whatever the jobs you will run in this machine, in this slave or in this node, will be stored in this path. See, Jenkins server, it will store in where lib Jenkins, right? Similar way here also. In node, it will store here. That's what it does. Got it? And of course, labels. Labels are important because with these labels only we identify the node, not with the name. Whatever the name we give, this won't. This is just for us. Jenkins cannot read this. Jenkins use this one only labels. Jenkins use labels only. So what we have to do is we have to make sure the label is present. Anything, give anything. What we can give? Test node, something, test type of node, anything. It can be anything. Meaningful. It should be meaningful, obviously, based on your requirement. Yeah. So by this test node only, we have to find the this node. I mean, this slave, whatever we are adding. Got it? And usage when you want to use this node. Of course, don't select this, use this node as much as possible. You select the second option. Only build jobs with label expressions matching this node. What does that mean is use this node as much as possible means whenever you create a new job and you run it, by default it'll run in this node only. By default. But when you select the other option, only build jobs with label expressions in this node, what happens, this will run only when you tell specifically in a job configuration to run on this node. That's what happens. So let's say you have one job now. In the job configuration, you mentioned that hey, run this job in that node specifically, that node name or node label we give. Then Jenkins will run that. Otherwise, it will run everything in master by default. So always select the second option because we don't want to run every job here. We want to run only whichever the jobs we configure to run here. That's why I have to select the second one. Only build jobs with label expressions matching this node. And launch method. Launch method is something like how we want to connect. As you can see, there is one option called launch agents via SSH, which is required for Linux machines. Of course, ours is Linux machine, right? So that's why we have to use it. Here, what's happening is you have to give the details, SSH key, a host. I mean, host means IP address or a host name like that. You have to give, and then it will do it. If it is Windows, there will be another option here. It's not present by default because we have to install the plugin. Once we install the Windows slave plugin, the option will come here. Windows will be little different. Linux will be little different because see, for Linux we use SSH to connect, but in Windows we don't use SSH, right? Because there is no SSH in Windows. So that's a different approach. All you have to do is asking for host. Host means IP address, server IP address, the slave IP address or host name. You have to give credentials. It's asking. We have to add the credential. Obviously, click on here directly. Username is it to hyphen user password. I know it. I'll just add the node because so that I'll figure it out. Always give ID and description. Select this credential. And yes, host key verification strategy. Here what's happening is when you connect through these credentials, what happened? It's gone. It's okay. When you connect through credentials, there is a known host file right in Linux. When you connect through SSH, it will validate that whether the user is present or not. So for the first time, it will fail because we haven't logged into this machine. But yeah, let's see. Let's enable it. Let's see. What the hell happened to this credential? I think it's not loading properly. That's okay. So this how we connect through SSH from Jenkins master to Jenkins node. And availability is like when you want this node to be available. Always. It depends on use case. I want this no you know what happens, this node or this slave to be online always. So you can select this, or bring this agent online. Agent or node or slave all the same. Don't get confused. So if I, let's say, bring this agent online on schedule, means you have to give a cron expression here. Let's say 12, sorry, 30, 12. It means every day at 12:30, yeah, 12:30, it will start. The agent, it will start means the machine won't stop, but the Jenkins won't connect to that. That's the only thing it will do. See, what's happening currently is Jenkins is connecting to this machine, and it will make sure that it is up always online so that we can able to use it. But let's say you don't want to connect it always. Maybe you want to disconnect it sometimes. Disconnect, not stop the server. Remember, you just want to disconnect it sometimes. So Jenkins will do it automatically for you. Correct? So it depends on you. I want Jenkins master to connect to Jenkins slave always, or maybe based on schedule, or based on the demand also one thing. Demand means the load, how much load is there, like that. If you just click on in demand delay, see, the number of minutes for which jobs must have been waiting in the queue before Jenkins will attempt to bring this online. So what happens is, if there are some jobs, let's say, which are in queue for more than some minutes, then you have to give it maybe, let's say, that 30 minutes as an example. So if there are jobs in queue, any jobs in queue which are more than 30 minutes, then this will bring the node online. Jenkins will bring this node online. Correct? This will bring online. Idle delay means if it is idle for maybe 30 minutes again, go back. So like that. Based on the demand, based on the timing schedule. I mean, we can define a schedule like 12:30, something like that, or anything, whatever the schedule. Sorry. So what happens is like so depends on your use case actually. What, like, if it is schedule, give, let's say, 12:30, right? And give some timing here, maybe 100 minutes. 100. What happens is it will start at 12:30 every day, and it will run for 100 hours. Sorry, 100 minutes. Sorry. 100 minutes. After that, it will stop again. Stop means the server won't stop. It will just disconnect from Jenkins. So now we are connecting this machine to Jenkins, right? It will connect and disconnect. That's it. But server won't stop. It won't. Jenkins cannot stop the machine. It will just disconnect and connect it. That's it. So you can use any of these, depends on your use case. One thing is, keep this node as much as possible means it will be always connected. Bring this schedule, according to schedule means you can give some cron expression based on your required timings. It will do that. Based on your timing, it will create it. And what else? Next thing we have, like, bring this agent in demand. In demand, it depends on how many jobs are there in queue, and so based on that, sorry, how many, not how many jobs are there in queue, how many minutes the jobs are in queue. So if the minutes is 30, the jobs, let's say there is a job, or there is a, let's say, 10 jobs or 100 jobs are there. If let's say it's been since 30 minutes, as an example, I'm just saying it's been since 30 minutes, then what happens? It will start. This Jenkins start means Jenkins node will start connecting to Jenkins server. If it is Let's say we give 1 hour, it means it will wait for 1 hour. If still the job is in queue, then it will connect. It will become online. So that's what about this bring the agent on demand or offline while idle. I just want to keep it as much as possible online, which is fine. It's fine completely. There's nothing wrong. And of course, what else? So these are uh, environment variables. Obviously, for this node specifically, for this node, you can able to assign it. In the configure system, what we see is for the whole Jenkins server. Whatever you add here, it's for the node, for this node specifically. Or if there is nothing specified, it can able to use the Jenkins global variables, which is completely fine. And of course, there's something called tool locations. Tool locations is we have there are some tools integrated, right? Let's say Sonar Cube or Maven or Git. You can integrate those tools at this node level. What does it mean? Let's say, for example, let's say in this machine, the sonar scanner is installed in maybe in some different path slash home, let's say slash home, sorry, slash sonar, something. We have integrated like this. We can integrate this. All right. So if there is a why we do this, because is, see, this integration is already happened at the master level, I mean Jenkins server level. But if there is, let's say, the path is different for master and for node, we can able to integrate like this one. But if you see, we can integrate only which are already integrated in master, not a new one. We cannot select the new one. Only if, let's say, Maven path is different in this mission, or Sonar path is different, or Git path is different. At the time, you can use this integration to specify this. So now what happens is, when you run some job in this node, in this machine particularly, Jenkins will use this path for the task. So let's say you git checkout is happening in Jenkins, in particularly the job is running in this machine. It will use this path to checkout, because the path is different. That's why we gave it. The path is same, no need of adding any of this. What does it mean path is same? The path is same as Jenkins master, which we already integrated, right? If they are both are same, no need to integrate anything. It can use it by default. If the path is different, add it. Otherwise, it will take the default uh, paths wherever we have integrated in the tools section in the manage Jenkins. If path is same, ignore that. That's all the configuration we do see. Number of executors, the home directory where we need to store the data in this node, label, and usage when you want to use this node, and how you want to connect this node, obviously through SSH, and use this node when someone tells to use this node based on the label that we'll see now once this is done. And availability, when you want me to keep this node up. So whenever possible, as much as possible, not whenever possible, sorry. Now you have any tool locations with different paths integrated for this particular node, or if any env variables. If not, simply save it and see node 1 is here. This is the name, obviously. Just click on it. See, the node is being launched. Let's click on see log for more details. See, it's failed for some SSH reason. Let's configure it. Remember this, yeah, now it came. For now, let's key not verifying the key, because this is little insecure. We should not do this, but what's happening now is, first time Jenkins is trying to connect to node, which will fail eventually, because the we haven't logged in. There is no such communication between them. We are passing the password to it, so that's why it will fail. So now I changed something, right? I changed something. What I have to do now is, I have to relaunch agent here. This is your node. Click on this. Built-in node is master. Don't do this. Node 1 is your thing, right? Just click on it. You see a lot of you can see delete agent, configure, log, labels, test node. If any projects mean jobs running, it will show here. And if you change any configuration, relaunch agent, It'll try to connect again. See, it's connected. See, agent successfully connected on online. It's done, ready. Observe the output. It will connect to Java and everything. How do I know it's ready? See, it gave some warning. Disk space is below 1 GB, only 473, blah, 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 blah. It's fine. It's okay. How do I know it's connected is, see, these data came. Earlier it was just NA, right? It means nothing. It's not connected. If you see this data means it's connected. Of course, there is some disk error. What the hell is happening? Disk is low, that's why it became offline. See, only 472 MB out of 495 left on TMP. Why the hell I need the TMP? This is a small machine. Why the hell we need this temporary for today only? If you see into mark here, see, it means it's not connected. It's not online. I cannot increase the size now. Okay, let's increase it for temporarily at least. Unnecessary. This is 085D. 8 GB is there. Well, what the hell? 8 GB went to that. Alright, I want to increase this size TMPFS. Otherwise, it won't work. At least it needs below threshold. See, it is looking for 1 GB. The default, settings. We haven't done anything. By default, it's expecting a 1 GB storage to TMPF slash TMP, but it's where is it? Just 475. By default, it came. We cannot do anything about this. So now that's why we have to increase it. So there is a command. Let me just type it. Sorry. So there is a temp is we need to increase this to 1 GB just for temporarily. I'm not really increasing the disk size. I'm just just giving them cache. That's it. So mm, oh, oh, don't ask me. Oh, so come on, man. Yeah, sorry, it came. Yeah, it came. Let's see. 1 GB is here for now. Let's refresh. Bring this node agent online. Still, it's particularly looking for it. We cannot do anything. So then what we can do is there is one more option we can do. Sorry, so let's refresh. Okay, this solution is not working. Yeah, what else we can do is we can change the Jenkins configuration. That's the only thing remaining. There is one more option. So we am just passing. Let's see. Let's see if it is correct. We have to increase it for God's sake. Why it is? You should ignore it. Maybe let's update. Come on, not now. It's well, for the fuck. Yeah, that's okay. It is not taking. Yeah, it's okay. Let's try to see. Let's try to run a job. We'll see what happens. So now agent is connected. You can see here. See, there are two nodes. See, it is offline because in the disk space issue. We have to fix it then. There is no other option. So let me just execute one more thing. How the hell we increase the size? There is no size at all. Yeah. Don't ask me what is the first tab. We already seen this. Let's hopefully it should work now. Oh, shit, the hell. What I have to do? So the issue is this. What the hell I need to do now? We cannot increase the size. It's just a temporary node. It's not taking. Let's disconnect completely. Now let's connect again. Let's see. It's connected. Let's see. Still now the same issue. The fuck I need to do here now? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. What to do? See, free time space is taking, but it's let's increase it again. Let's see. Maybe this will keep it 2 GB. Yeah, it's not mounted or bad option. It's okay. It's fine. Let's make it two. The fuck. Wait a minute. Let me just disable it. I'm just doing this just for temporarily. Usually slash TMP will be more than 4 GB, something like that. But this is very small machine. Obviously, it came just 500 MB. That's why now it's 2 GB. Let's open FS tab, delete this line, mount it. Hopefully this should be gone. Bring this node back online. What the? Oh, wait. Let me disconnect and reconnect again. So, node 1, bring this node back online, launch agent. Now, let's see. It's connected. The hell, man. These silly things. That's what, you see. Ah, finally, it's connected, yeah. Because temp is 2 GB. We gave it. See, now the node is connected. If you just click on it, this is what you see. What the hell, all those things? Forget about it, it won't happen. It just happened because I just took a very, very small mission, that's why. But usually temp will be more than 4 GB. It's okay. So automatically it'll connect to SSH and everything. So it will be like this. If you want to disconnect, see disconnect is there. If you want to make it offline, see just mark. Now it's offline. It means no jobs will run here. See, if you want to make it online, simple here. Bring back the node online. See, it's online now. See, if you want to delete, obviously delete. If you want to configure something, click on configure. See all the options, whatever we selected. If you want to disconnect, disconnect it. What is the difference between making it offline or disconnect? Disconnecting means you're completely disconnected from Jenkins. Again, it will reconnect when you click on launch agent. It will reconnect from scratch. Offline means it's connected, but just makes no jobs will run on this machine. That's it. So now we have the node ready. All we have to do is go to job, any job. Let's say go to test 2, click on configure. Let's say I want to run this test 2 job in that node. That's why I came here. If you see here in the general section, the last option will be something called restrict where this project can be run. This option you don't see earlier because this will happen. This will show you only when you add some new node here. So if you remember, execute concurrent builds if necessary was the last option earlier. Why? Because there was no node. That's why it was not shown. It will show only when you add a new node. So we added the new node and it showed the option. Just select this option, restrict where this project can be run. And here add your node label, which node you want to run this job. I think test node, right? Test node. See, test node label test node matches one node, permission, other restriction, probably plugins may be restricted. So based on the label only, we need to identify the node, not with the name. See, what is the name? I think node 01, but we don't use that node 01 anywhere. We use the label. So always make sure that you have given the label. And that's it. Just save it and build it. Let's see. I think this today, right? Observe the output. Building remotely on node 1, which is our test node, and observe in workspace slash home slash EC2 user slash Jenkins node test 2. Because in the configuration, we gave the root directory, right? This is where the I told you this is where the Jenkins will store the data in the node, in that particular node. That's what it is doing. See, it's created a workspace folder, it will created a job folder inside it. It will be there will be a jobs folder also. Let's go to this node. This is the node slash home. Okay, it got stuck. Slash, see, Jenkins node will be there. See here, workspace. It came. Awesome, right? And of course, these are used to connect the slave to Jenkins server. Don't worry about that. Let it keep. Don't delete it. If you delete, it will be disconnected. All right. That's how you connect it. As simple as that. As simple as that. Like this, there will be multiple nodes in a single Jenkins machine. Even we have almost, I think, 20-25 nodes. Different things. Different Windows machines are there. Linux are there. Depends on requirements. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Got it? That's how the Jenkins node works. We just, without installing Jenkins again in some other node, all we do is just create one server, or or whatever the existing server, connect that server to Jenkins as a node or as a slave or as an agent, which is that is also fine. Node, slave, agent, all are fine, all are same. We'll connect to that with some configuration and we'll run the jobs in that node. So now what happens is Jenkins will control it. Jenkins will say, hey, uh, run this job on this node based on our configuration, whatever we did here. Restrict where this one based on this. If we add this, Jenkins will tell to node, hey, run this job in this node at this particular time, whatever based on our configuration, cron expression, whatever we give in the triggers. That's how it works. Of course, you can delete the node. Obviously, just click on where is it? Delete agent. Yes, it will delete. Let's not delete it for now. Let's keep it maybe. Got it? That's about the nodes configuration. Any doubts before we move to another topic? We'll discuss one more small topic. Any doubts? Sorry. Any questions? Any doubts? Anything? If nothing, I can move on to another topic. It's about sending emails. Sending emails to through Jenkins. Let's say job is success. I want an email, right? Obviously, how do I know? Of course, I can check here, but not every time I can check here. As well as I want to know when the job is failed, how to do all those things. As I think we have discussed earlier, like there is a configuration in manage Jenkins. First thing we have to configure there in the system. We have things right, extended email notification and email notification. So we have to configure our details like SMTP server, as I told you, outgoing server. If you want to send mail, you need to use SMTP server. Since we use Gmail, we have the SMTP server of Gmail. So by default, it's available. But there are two things: extended email notification and email notification. Which one to use? Email notification is the default one. It will send emails only when there is a failure. Let's say you want to mail for success also, you won't get using this one. So ignore this. That's and come here, use this extended email notification. Of course, we'll be using this also for testing purpose, but we don't use it in the jobs. Correct. So let's come to email notification. You have to give few details. SFTP server it's asking. Of course, I'm going to use Gmail. I know Gmail SMTP server. It's available in just Google it. It will figure you'll get this. And port number, what I have to use? 25. I think no. I have to use 587. Click on advanced. In the advanced, I think 460, 465. Let's try this. Advanced, you have to add credentials. Why you want to add credentials? Because it needs to connect to Gmail account, right? That's why Gmail, simply give Gmail. Because generally we don't use email in office. We'll use the Outlook, but approach is same. Don't worry, don't get. And just use email, use SSL. How do I know whether it SSL or not? Let's simply Google it. Gmail SMTPD server details. It will show you. If you use port 465, you have to use SSL. Port 587 means TLS. Recommended for security. So it means we have to use 587. Let's use 587. 587. And of course, instead of SSL, TLS. How the hell I know? It's mentioned here. Port 587 TLS, 465 SSL. That's why I know. Otherwise, I don't know. And now here, credentials I've used. I should not use my Gmail account password. Why? Because Gmail does not allow you by default. Then what the hell I need to do? You need to create an app actually. That's why I opened Gmail here. Go to settings, manage your account. So first what I have to do is, let's say data and privacy. I need to enable two-step verification first. Two-step verification. This I need to enable first. Otherwise, it won't work. Of course, if you use Outlook, I mean, in Office, there won't be any issues like this. Mm, yeah, it's already there, done. Two-step verification is on. What's next? In the security, there will be something called app passwords. Where is it? Not this, not this, not this, not this, not this. Now, where is the app password? Is it here? No, not here. Where is it? App, there will be something called app password which we'll be giving. No, not this.
Search there, sir. Upside. Search Google account. In search Google account is there. Search there.
It won't come. Let's see. Paul, it app passwords came. So this one, yeah, yeah, like this. Search for app password. Give some name, maybe Jenkins, because that's what we're trying. Create. See your password. We have to use this in Jenkins, not our what is it? Uh, Gmail password. Save it somewhere. I already copied it. Now all we have to do is go to Jenkins. So here I have to edit this credential. For now, save it. Let's come here, edit the credential. This is what I gave, right? Update the password. Just remove this thing and paste it. What I have pasted is the app password which it gave to me, not my Gmail password. Remember again. So I saved it. Let's go back to Jenkins again. Here is it. System. Blah 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 blah. Yes. I think that's it. Yeah, that's what all we have to do. SMTP server, SMTP port number you have to use advanced. You have to select credentials and SSL or TLS based on the port number. That's it. It will connect now. But how do we test it? These are all fine. These defaults. Leave it as it is. How do I test it? The same testing is not present in extended email notification. So you have to use this one, SMTP server, this email notification. Same, give the same details here. Sorry, give the same details. Advanced authentication. Click on it. Username, password. Obviously, I know this one. Use TLS. SMTP port is 587. 1 minute. Let me just open it. Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, okay. And that's it. Test configuration by send email. Click on it. Same details, right? I gave username and password. TLS port 587. SMTP address. Now just test it. Whom to whom? It's just anything. Send a mail. Let's see. If it is success or configuration is success. If it is throw some error, it's fail. See, email was successfully sent. Let me. I got a mail. I cannot show you. I mean, it's not logged in here, but yeah, I got a mail. It works like that. This is a test email, something like that. Now let's see. Let's save it. I mean, it's fine. Now we have configured our SMTP address, SMTP details, and everything. What do next? Go to any job. Let's say go to any job. Configure. In the post actions, we have an option called editable email notification, which you need to do. Email notification is the default one. Don't use this. Use editable email notification. See, first thing it's asking project recipient list. To whom we need to send email? To whom we need to send email? Let's see. You can give your email also. I can add it. It will come. But I just want to show you. To this email, I want to send the alert. I mean, whatever the email from Jenkins, and you have to tell when you want to do it. When we haven't discussed right here. I just told send to this email. But when that you have to select in advanced settings, there will be something called triggers. Remove whatever exists already. Triggers. You have to add a trigger. See, there are lots of actions you have to select out of this. First thing I want to failure, right? Failure, where is the failure? Failure, any. Any means if it is failure first or second time, it will send email. Or failure any means any time, no matter whether it is failed, it will send an alert to you. Send to whom? Remove this developers again. Send to recipient list. Recipient list is where I have added my email. See, so in the action, in the advanced, remove whatever there in the triggers. Select failures because you want to send failure mail, and to whom recipient list. I want to send to success also. Same thing. Click on add. Add. Sorry, here. Click on add trigger. Success, right? Success here. See, remove the developers. Send to recipient list. That's it. That's all. And save it. Done. Now, if I run this job, it will get success. I'll receive a mail. If it is failure, I'll receive a mail. Let's see. See, sending email, success, email triggered for success because we configured success email, right? If it's success, send an email. Send to this one. Let's see if I got it. Oh, sorry, this is on. Let me just open it. See, I got email. Test 2. That is a job name, build number 6. Successful. See, test 2 build successful. See, how do I know? Oh, validate this, verify this. Oh, so come on. Sorry. See, test 2 job name, build success 6. That's why I got it. Let's configure some wrong thing. Let's make it fail. Export or something. Let's make it fail. Let's see. See, it failed, right? Now it should send an email. See, to me for failure also. This is success email. See here, it's a failure email. Test to job name, build a number, and failure. See, check the logs. It will give you link also. You can open it directly. Of course, you have to use the password. See, you can open it like directly like that. As simple as that. As simple as that. You can able to do it. And that's it. That's how you configure email. Simple. First, all you have to do is find your whatever the mail you are using in organization, in your company. You have to find mostly Outlook, obviously. So in Outlook, there will be a SMTP server details for Outlook. If you purchase Outlook Enterprise like that, it will be different. But if you're using Outlook.com, something like that, of course, don't worry about all those things. Those will be provided to you by the IT guys. IT admins are there, right? Usually they'll be present in every company. They'll have the details. They'll give it to you. Don't worry about all those things. Don't worry about Googling it or something. They'll give the details. SMTP server, SMTP port number, this or this. So all we have to do is gather these details, go to manage Jenkins, go to system and editable email notification, add it there. Where is it? That's it. Add there. Yeah, this is the one. See. And of course, in the advanced, I just selected the credentials. Similar way, in your organization, you don't use your username or password like this here because they'll give a separate one to use it for Jenkins and all. If not, ask one because don't use your personal things anywhere. It will be it's not good. I mean to use it. So they'll give credentials to you, so you have to add it. Of course, they don't use email. Obviously, no one use email. If they use email, we have to follow this approach. Enable the two-factor authentication and create an app password and use that app password here instead of your password. But if it's Outlook, just you have to use your password directly. So Your password means whatever the account they'll give it to you, that user password. Use TLS or SSL based on the port number. If it is 465, use SSL. If it is 587, use TLS. And we want to test it right before configuring it. That's why add the same details in email notification and test it. Once test is success, go to your job, configure it, go to post build actions. Post build, why? Because after the build only you need to send get email, right? Not before. So after the post, that's why post build action. Select editable email notification. You can give like this, comma space the email ID, comma space the email, like n number of, there is no limit actually. So you can give like that, and in advanced settings you have to choose when and to whom you want to send the alerts. Failure to recipient list, because that's where I mentioned it. Success recipient list, that's where I mentioned it. That's how you do it. Got it? That's how you send an email alerts. And of course, notes, one of the important topics. I mean, not one of the, I mean, it's things like, notes is where we configure the notes slaves to Jenkins to handle the builds as well as to handle different environments builds which are required usually, because we do testing in different environments. We just to make sure that the application is working in all the environments. Sometimes it won't work. See, we do the mobile testing also, because not we, I mean, there will be a tester, not DevOps guy. So they'll do testing in phone also. Why? Because they want to see how the application is working in the phone, because the screens are different, right? The resolutions are different. So like that, there will be different testings. You don't worry about it. All you have to do is, they want to test in the Windows node. Let's add a Windows node and run the job, whatever the test job over there, and that's it. That's what you do. All you have to do is make sure Jenkins and that node is connecting, talking to each other, and that's it. That's all we do. Got it? And of course, when you want to run, use that option in restrict where this project can be run in Jenkins job. Give your label, node label, not the node name. Remember again, label is important, not name, and it will run for you. That's all. That's easy. So, any doubts before closing the call? Any doubts in emails or any doubts in notes? Anything? Anything? If nothing, yeah, we can close the call. I think today's festival, so enjoy your festival, and we'll meet tomorrow same time. Bye all. Bye. Have a nice day.